Hey everyone. Okay, so this is me playing the Monday build of Project Stray. This build is lacking sound effects, particle effects, and enemies don't have character models. This Project Stray is a solo project. It's a first-person shooter that I've designed pretty much myself from scratch. I didn't even use a first-person template. It is the premise of the game is that it is a cross between classic Doom and Quake's gameplay with Dark Souls. So it's very much in that vein, and it's meant to feel like kind of like a combination of like new and old. So it's very much like a classic shooter. Um, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go through it right now. You're looking at the main menu. There's supposed to be like a new game and options. I haven't gotten around to that yet either. But the idea is that I'm releasing this demo at the beginning of the week, and then at the end of the week I'll have a version with actual sound effects, music if possible, and if possible like at least non-animated character models in place, and I'll be able to use this as sort of the idea is that I can use this as a way to kind of like see what Epic thinks about the project and maybe even try to find funding. Anyway, let me get to the game and I'll show you the game in action. So you start off in the first area. I'm not really like the hugest fan of just like dumping a whole bunch of stuff on the player like this, but for now, like since the game is so new, um, the intro room actually like kind of gives you the full tutorial of everything you need to know. Objects like this contain items that you can use, so it's very much an inventory like type thing where you press R, you can just loot the whole bubble, or you can press E and you can like grab one thing at a time. So if I press R right now, I grab everything at once. Very inspired by Fallout 4. Kind of has that same thing where you can just loot everything with the press of a key. Um, Press Z to quick use a med kit. Press C to quick use an armor repair kit. So like there are med kits. This is a mega health booster. I should just call it a med kit. And I don't have one right now, but there's an armor repair kit. You can just you can look down to here to see how many you have, and this is kind of like this game's equivalent of Estus flasks, but they're really just med kits. And there's a lot of inspiration taken from Dark Souls when with this game's flow. Your armor value is your armor durability. Defense value is how much damage is reduced. So now that I equipped my worn boots and my worn body armor, I have 75 armor, which is this value right here, which is like the durability. If this reaches 0, then my defense value will not come into play when taking damage, and I'll take full damage, which is not a good idea because you die very quickly like that. But currently, this very like not very good armor is giving me 13% damage reduction from incoming damage. So if somebody does 100 damage to me, I'll own it'll be 100 minus 13, it's like 87. Um, I'll end up only taking 87 damage. Your equipped melee weapon is always active even when you have another weapon in hand. So you'll notice in the bottom of the screen, you'll see if you press F or mouse 3 to use your melee weapon, I can like, I'm, right now, the idea is that like, there'll be a melee weapon animation, you'll see the actual weapon like come into the screen and like from here on the side, so you'll see this like big axe or maybe like a punch, like I'll throw a punch or something like that, and you'll see like knuckles or some or whatever melee weapon, like a combat knife or a machete or a giant broad axe or a sword or something like that. You'll just see it like plop, like come right into the screen really quickly, and then it'll hit. Right. So if you look in the bottom of the screen right here, you'll notice that when I press F or if I press mouse 3, it like pumps, and that's how quickly I can swing my fists with the brass knuckles, basically. And press mouse 1 to fire your pistol, R to reload, pretty standard fair stuff, and press E to access your inventory, which E and Tab both work. You can press one or the other. All right, so time to get to the gameplay. Now remember, This is meant to have a flow to it that is very, very much like my Doom levels. I don't know if you've played Doom levels that I've made in the past. Most recently is a Doom level that I made called Redemption of the Slain, but I also did a lot of the levels in No Rest for the Living, and that is exactly the kind of level design that I am trying to get in this game. Alright, so there's a pair of worn leg armor. That's actually an upgrade for me. Alright, now I got a little bit more armor, and my defense went up to 20, so now it's 20% damage reduction when I have armor up. This is a secret. Well, it's kind of a secret, but the idea is that I hide a lot of unique named items all over the place, but there's just loot bubbles everywhere as well. So an auto pistol is level 2. I'm only level 1. I cannot equip this auto pistol yet. Now over here is the first blueprint in the game. Now, blueprints are for like named items that you can craft at the fabricator. So there's a crafting station in the hub area, very much like how you can like upgrade stuff in Dark Souls at Firelink Shrine. This game has like a hub section which is called the Forgotten Bulwark, and there's a little station that you can walk up to, and you can actually craft items from blueprints. So there are blueprints. I want to hide blueprints all over the place. There's going to be secrets all over, and you can choose whether or not you want to like craft the item or just collect the blueprint and hold on to it. It's up to you what you want to do with it. But all right, so that's kind of how I'm doing like with the Dark Souls. You know how like in Dark Souls you can find like tons and tons of different unique items all over the world. I'm gonna try and do kind of the same thing with the blueprints. So damaged items, like damaged leg armor, um, damaged items can be repaired into full quality items. They just cost credits and resources like metal scraps and stuff like that. It really depends on what the fabricator asks you to do. There's a couple of imps just like standing over on this side right here. Okay, so this guy is a mini gunner, and he's sort of a big burly dude with heavy armor, and he just like slowly kind of walks around, and he packs a punch with his minigun, so you probably don't want to be in front of him too much. Each one of these little circles like this, these are markers that I'm using right now to kind of indicate where the effects are going to spawn. So basically, like when I shoot this, you should see sparks kind of flying straight up. Wherever that cone is facing, that's the direction that the effects are going to spawn instead once I get that in this week. Alright, so the way this game flows in terms of like the find key open door gameplay that you might remember from like classic Doom and stuff like that is you'll notice that there are these sort of cubes, right? I'm not really sure exactly how I want them to look yet, but basically the cube will be associated with different doors, and instead of keys, what you're doing is you're walking up to these cubes and they start a battle. Now this can be either a boss battle or just like a scripted battle with tons of enemies, right? And if you survive to the end without leaving the bounds of the battle and resetting it or dying, it'll actually give you the power of that cube, and now you'll be able to access and open up doors and stuff like that. So instead of find key open door gameplay, it's find boss fight or find combat open door gameplay. So you kind of search for these things, and then you channel them, and then you start the actual fight. Now let's see if I can do this without getting killed. Okay, so I started the fight. Alright, some zombies spawn. Alright, killed the zombies. A couple more dudes spawn on this side over here, and they kind of just sort of like walk up a little bit. Now I have the system set up where these fights can be pretty crazy, but I also want to have like fully full no bullshit like boss fights and stuff. If you take too long during certain stages too, it might just skip right to the next stage. I just had to quick use my med kit because I was about to die. I might make it so that the med kits are a little bit like they slow you down for a second. They're kind of meant to be a little bit like Estus flasks. There's a lot of fucking fast zombies right now. I gotta kill that minigunner. Alright, 2 grenadiers just spawned. Now these guys throw grenades, but you can't see the explosions, but there's explosions like everywhere right now. These guys fire grenades, and then the explosion effect would have happened right there where the circle is. Alright, I just killed the zombie. Alright, killed him. Alright, so, during the fight, you'll notice that the sky turned red. That is the marker for the bounds of the battle. If you leave the bounds of the battle automatically just resets. And when the fight ends, the music will change back to what it was before, and you'll get a loot bubble to spawn on top of this. And it's usually like you get a bigger reward than usual. So like you get, in this case I got health, a mega armor booster, a health armor booster, stone skin, and an enduring potion, which can make me pretty tanky for the next area if I want to use that. I got a pair of gloves. Now, regular gloves, these aren't worn gloves. These are like high quality gloves, or like normal quality gloves. These are just worn leg armor. They're the same thing as before, so that I already have. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit this checkbox. That puts me in dismantle mode, so all I had to do is just double click. I just added this feature today. It helps a lot, but you got to be careful not to use it by accident on something you actually want to equip. So I'm still level 1 right now, so I can't equip my auto pistol, but I'm going to head into the next area. So that's basically how this is set up. So there's going to be levels where there's going to be like you have to kind of find the cubes, and then once you start the cube, it can turn into like a regular boss fight. So you might end up with like an enemy that's really strong. He's like teleporting around, or he has some kind of like pre-scripted like thing that he does where he makes drops giant bombs on the ground, and you gotta like dodge the bombs and then stuff like that. So like there's just straight up like boss fights, or it could just be like hordes of enemies just keep spawning for a little while, and you just gotta survive, or it can be both. All right, so I'm heading into this area here now. I hit a health booster up here, so you just got a med kit basically. So you'll notice now I'm carrying 1 armor booster and 2 health boosters. These should look like this graph should look like an icon of health, and then there'll be a number in the middle, and this should be like a shield or something that represents your armor. And you can like just press a button. So when you look at exits to go to the next level, basically it's not open world, but it's sort of like you see this, and it's like a marker that says where you're going next. And the Forgotten Bulwark is the hub area in the game. So you walk into that, and then it just level loads. Fucking no level loading time. Like that was like pretty instantaneous. And it says safe room ahead, but I'm probably going to be changing that to something that's more akin to what the storyline is, and I'll talk about that in another video. So this area is your hub. This is your home, and basically, I don't even let you pass this part until you go onto this. Now, much like in Dark Souls, you have Firelink Shrine. This is the first bonfire, if you will. So it's called Sanctuary. When I start adding the graphics in, this will be like a screenshot of the area, and this will be like a picture of the area. And I might not let you see the ones that you don't have, like they'll stay black, or you won't be able to see them or something like that. But so this section will be all of the ones that are part of the first episode, which is the first episode will be what I plan to have. The game, I want to have 8 regular levels, and then these 2 levels, the first intro level and this level, don't count towards that count. I want to have 8 regular full-size levels with monsters spawning in them and classic Doom fucking very, very, very much hand created levels, no random generated stuff. Doom, like literally like I'm making a Doom wad. I'm making like 8 levels and then a secret level if you can find it. And they'll all kind of flow in the same sort of way. Alright, so I just grabbed a whole bunch of stuff. This is like a stockpile so that I can guarantee that the player will have the resources in order to actually craft something for the first time when you walk up to this. So, crafting from a blueprint usually requires like very specific stuff. So like I already have a reinforced gem. I got that from that stockpile. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make my tri-fire pistol. So now I have a tri-fire pistol, and it's only level 1. I have a shotgun, knuckles. Let me see if I have anything else that I can craft right now. No, other than just maybe checking out the auto pistol as soon as I can get to it. But now I have a shotgun. I have that. I now have access to this first area. Now this is important because it's kind of like a big part of like how this game is like if you find secret areas, if you jump around and if you look around, I want to try and have blueprints hidden all over the place. In this case, it's a pair of Hermes boots. So you look at this blueprint. It's a level 3, so the Hermes boots, if you craft them, will be level 3 when they come out of the blueprint. But it says a blueprint to craft Hermes boots. Okay, so if I go to the fabricator station right now, I'll see that. All right, I'm like way short on a bunch of resources in order to do it, but I need a sprinter's gem, which can be kind of hard to get. You have to either get a pair of sprinter's armor and dismantle it, or sprinter's potion and dismantle it to get a gem, a sprinter's gem. Alright, so with all that said, I'm going to make sure that I save my progress. I think actually it only matters if you turn the game off or something. Alright, now I'm going to go to the next area. Now the next area in the game, the first level in the game right now is still is still in its block mesh form. In other words, I have not added graphics to this section, and I'm going to be focusing more on just like getting monsters and sound and stuff in place before I begin arting out additional levels. So I'm going to play through this area, and then I'm going to play through this level a little bit, and I'll end the video there, and you'll have a pretty good idea of exactly what Project Stray is. This area is kind of meant to be like it's like before you're entering the dark base, which is the first area, which is actually kind of a little bit of a callback to the Earth base from No Rest for the Living. Like I just kind of wanted to do something like that and make like a cool base name. Alright, so I'm level 2 right now, so if I want to, I can switch on the auto pistol. Now, the auto pistol looks a little bit like, basically, an SMG, but the auto pistol is a real high rate of fire, and it just, like, tears shit apart, so, like, and it reloads very quickly as well, so it's, like, it's a pretty nice weapon, although the tri-fire pistol is still going to probably be better, but the auto pistol is level 2 right now. So it's probably going to be a little bit better. Although, I mean, the shotgun's going to be pretty difficult to compete with. So, again, I have a situation where these doors don't open until you go up to this. This is a bonfire, essentially, a home point. And now I have the ability to go back to Sanctuary, or I can stay here, or just exit the menu. But if I want to go back to Sanctuary and craft something because I have a cool item, I now have that option. So now that I have this opened up, these doors become accessible, and now I can continue into a little bit further into the dark base. And Now, the nice thing about the auto pistol is that it has a very high DPS, but you'll notice that my ammo goes down pretty quickly when I'm fighting for a little while. That's not as big of a deal now that I have a shotgun to fall back on, but ammo regen is a factor in this. You do have ammo regen. My intention is that the way ammo works in this game is it's sort of like managing cooldowns. Now I just got a blaster. Now a blaster is a high damage single-handed energy weapon. So I'll show that off real quick. The blaster does pretty high damage. It's really quite effective. The drawback with the blaster, on the other hand, is that its ammo depletes very quickly. I think I'm going to go ahead and use a med kit. Now there is a auto regenning health system, but I just decided not to use to do it. It's limited. I think I'll stick with the auto pistol for now. I know that the blaster ends up being pretty good, but I'm almost out of battery. If you look at your ammo, I'm down to 3 battery. What did I get here? Got a pair of worn gloves. Now the worn gloves aren't as good as the regular gloves that I just got, so I'm going to go ahead and just dismantle those so that I can get more materials. Now there's a couple of dudes up there. Probably shotgun's going to be a little bit better at peppering them. Alright, so I'm going to circle back around. Saw a dude over here. Now, yeah, a big point of this is that all levels are handcrafted. I'm using the same kind of level design philosophies that I've used on my Doom levels. So, if you played any of my previous Doom levels, you might enjoy this. Alright, so these are all damaged items, but that's an auto shotgun. That's pretty nice, actually. I think I might go and get the auto shotgun. Now, something to consider when you're doing like bigger fights, if you have a lot of weapons that have high rates of fire, you can actually run out of ammo during a fight, and you have to be careful about that. But in this case, I'm going to go back real quick to Sanctuary, and I'm going to see if I can repair this auto shotgun, because that is pretty neat. Alright, I need metal scraps. So one way to get metal scraps is to, well, there's a couple of ways you can do that. I can do dismantle 5 of those. I think I have enough now. Whoops. So the auto shotgun, yeah, I got enough. Alright, so auto shotgun is level 2. Alright, that's a pretty big upgrade. Now, oh no, there's a bug. Oh, I'm going to have to fix this bug, but the auto shotgun has collision, so I can't use the auto shotgun, unfortunately. Damn it. It'll make movement difficult, I guess, when I exported it last time. So, yes, it's still very much in early stages at the moment. That's unfortunate, because the auto shotgun is quite cool. Like, plow, 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 plow. But it depletes ammo very quickly, so if you pair an auto shotgun with an auto pistol, you're probably going to run out of both shotgun shells and pistol ammo very quick. Very, very, very quickly. So I'm going to stick to the regular single barrel. But it's kind of cool that you get to see how that functions. I'll try to make sure that I fix that bug like right away. I'll probably even fix it earlier so people don't run into that problem. I'm going to go back to cargo hold. So this is the area that I just was. And I'm going to trudge through a little bit more. Now remember, very much like Dark Souls, when you come back to an area, all the stuff comes back. Like when you die, everything comes back. You have one chance to get a lot of your loot back and stuff. You drop your credits, you drop your crafting materials and your damaged items whenever you die. So you have to keep that stuff in mind. Like, you don't want to lose your shit. There is actually a risk to death. Now I'm going to use this Magnum so I can show this off. This is 6-shooter. Boom. Boom. 249 damage each. Now this is an arena shooter. You do, like, as you start equipping more and more weapons, you have access to all of them at once. It's just that what's different about this is that it's loot based now. So like you can have like different kinds of weapons in each of these slots, and it's really up to you. And you're going to be switching between them and getting like something that's a little bit higher level, or maybe there's one that you really like and you want to keep like spending resources to upgrade it and stuff so that you can keep it. It's really all up to you. I want that kind of like I want to cultivate that kind of thought process. Like I want to have like damn, it's unfortunate that I can't use the auto shotgun in this because I like the auto shotgun quite a bit. And you can take the ammo, Magnum like nearly one shots these guys. If I had just like one more level, I would be one shotting these enemies would be getting killed in one hit. Alright, let me see. There's quite a bit of stuff, so I'm going to turn on the dismantle and just double click, double click, double click, double click, double click. Alright. Make sure I turn that off. Yeah, ooh, that's green worn boots. That's actually even better. Alright. Yeah, that's an improvement from what I already had. By a small amount, but it gives me a little bit more defense. That's a grenadier up there, so he's tossing grenades at me and they're exploding. Damaged machete, huh? Looks like the minigunner kind of took that guy out a little bit for me. Alright, I'm gonna go for the tri-fire pistol. Fire 3-shot rounds. There's like a minigunner up on the crate. It's kind of funny. So these guys came back again. Oh shit, I'm being shot from the other direction. See, sound is going to make a really big difference with this, I think. Sound and effects, like, you should be seeing explosions and, like, these fireballs should be, like... I nearly died. Damn. Alright, I leveled up. I'm level 3 now. Alright. I'd say overall right now, in its current state, even without the art, there's about 20, maybe 30 minutes of actual gameplay, which is cool. Okay, so I got the auto pistol, auto shotgun. I'm just going to go ahead and dismantle these shotguns because I can't do anything with them. It's unfortunate that I wasted resources. I'm going to go back to the auto pistol because it's level 2. Try to keep all my stuff level 2. Or at least level 3. That was a shotgunner. Those guys can eat through your health pretty quick. I'm gonna dismantle the Magnum, dismantle the regular pistol. Damaged sniper rifle. It's pretty good weapon. Does a lot of damage, but you gotta kind of like pair it off with other stuff. All right, there's a loot bubble up here. Well, I have a sniper rifle now. I have to go through and like rework the way it looks. I don't like the barrel at all. Like I'm gonna rework the barrel. Now the sniper rifle becomes more accurate when you zoom in, right? And it'll probably at some point I'll probably have like a scope graphic to go with it. So I'm switching between my guns right now. So like very much like an arena shooter, you switch between all of the different types of weapons. God damn it, I missed. The zombies are just swarming. They're, for the longest time, like the zombies would just sort of um, like all come at you in a straight line. But I changed their AI so that they wander around a little bit more randomly and stuff. So they just swarm all over the place. All right, got a health booster. That's nice. Got another med kit. And all right, a light machine gun. Okay. Okay, so here's another bonfire. Now I have access All right, now I have access to the furthest into the game you can currently get the first. I gotta stop calling them bonfires. They're home points. Uh, okay, so the light machine gun gets more accurate when you have extended fire. So basically, if you hold down the trigger while you're firing, you'll be able to get a much more accurate shot. And see, this door here is marked with a number 2, and this cube over here is a scripted battle sequence, which brings you to number 2. So uh, here's what I'm doing. I'm gonna go ahead and channel this battle and get this started. All right, you see that red volume? If you walk outside of that red volume, you'll reset the fight. So like over here, yeah, you can't leave this area. Okay, more enemies just spawned in. One of them is a mini gunner guy, and he's in a real high spot. If you don't deal with this guy, he'll kill you pretty quick. In fact, I'm kind of regretting not, well, I have a med kit. I can use it. I should have put on my Enduring and Stone Skin. Alright, so you have 2 buffs. Those concoctions, I'm calling them, allow you to have buffs, and they're pretty significant based on the level. If it's the same level as you, it's as strong as it's going to get. It's a pretty nice buff, and that gives you a lot of armor, a lot of health. That was endurance. So that Hellbeast guy, the BST, I'm going to actually make this guy a little bit tougher this week, but his projectiles are a little too slow. But he's sort of my bruiser, the fucking, like, I'm going to be throwing a lot more of these guys at you, but they have lots of health and they're pretty dangerous. Alright. I killed his ass. Now the music stops and loot has spawned. Okay, so I got a damaged lightning gun, a berserker potion, and endless leg armor. Okay, endless leg armor is a really good thing to have. Especially later on in the game when you have stuff that uses actual action points, but it also increases your storage capacity. So, yeah, it says AP plus 10% and storage plus 10%. So, that's pretty nice. So I can go ahead and I can dismantle this. I'm probably not going to go back to regular. And, yeah, the gloves that I have right now, I still have yet to get a helmet. So with that said, there's actually one more section a little bit further in. The combat does get a little bit more intense, but what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make sure that I go back to Sanctuary, craft a little bit, and then I'm going to, alright, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of this. I'm not a fan of the sniper rifle at the moment. Maybe it's just because I don't like the graphic. Hermes boots, okay. Hermes boots, I still need a, yeah. So some blueprints are going to be harder to make than others, and then there's also the side effect of it, of you having to make sure that you level it up. You make sure that there's a way to maintain it so that it's a level appropriate item, because the higher level you are, the less useful lower level stuff is going to be. Okay, so the Berserker Potion, Tri-Fire Pistol, got the Auto Pistol is level 2. Light Machine Gun is already level, alright, I'm going to upgrade this. I want the Light Machine Gun to be a pretty good weapon, a pretty good part of my arsenal. So the Light Machine Gun is now my current level. There's one other option that you can do where it's called Upgrade Quality, and you see, like, basically when you have a weapon that is already your level, if you want to upgrade the quality of it, which I probably, honestly, I could do that right now. All I need to do is dismantle some fabrication data, which gives me metal scraps. So, oh yeah, shit. I should be repairing this. Alright, I'm going to repair this. So I get a lightning gun. Now this is an LG straight out of Quake. I'm not even fucking around. I need some more metal scraps. fabrication data gives an awful lot of metal scraps, honestly. Okay, so I go back. Upgrade quality. I need one more. Equipment parts. Dismantle, metal scraps. Alright, and light machine gun, upgrade quality. Oh, I don't have enough credits now. Damn it. And the grind continues, but I have enough resources. I just need to be able to. I could do that same. So this is one of those things too. I now have the ability to decide whether or not I want to do that battle again. If I do this, if I go back to Soldier's Overlook and travel to this area here, I have the option to do this battle again, and it'll give me enough credits for me to upgrade the quality of my light machine gun. Now I need to decide that because I might just get a better light machine gun like magically. Like there might just be a better light machine gun just chilling on one of these dead bodies or something like that, right? Like so you have to there is kind of a risk versus reward. Damn, I got like eaten alive. That guy nearly killed me. I'm gonna go away from my come on, auto regen. Alright. He's throwing grenades. I just used a med kit. I leveled up. A little bit stronger now. That's a minigunner. Reload. Using my light machine gun on these guys. Okay, I just got a shotgun guy and a minigunner. Now I've got a level 4 light machine gun. That's fucking hilarious. See, it's kind of a good thing I didn't just spend. This is the same problem Diablo has. Like sometimes you see an item in a shop or a vendor or something. It's like, don't do it. You're wasting it. You might not be able to like. Don't do it. You'll get something. You'll break a barrel and get a better item. Okay, so this is a double barrel shotgun. I wish I had shown that, but there's actually quite a variety of weapons already in the game, and they do change how you play. The double barrel shotgun is more like you know you get up close. It's very much like the Doom 2 double barrel shotgun. This is a section I don't think I've really showed very many times the gameplay of this area, but you'll notice that I'm starting to throw the bigger enemies. I'm throwing slightly harder situations. If this guy's projectiles were moving a little faster, I would even be in a little bit more of a threatened position at the moment. Okay, lightning gun. Oh no! He killed me! Oh, so that icon all the way out there, that's my shit. I lost all my credits, I lost my crafting materials. Yeah. Alright. I do keep my blueprints. I thought it would be a little too brutal to like lose your blueprints. Alright, so with that said, I'm gonna end it on that note. Don't die in this game. It'll fuck you up, and you'll lose your shit, and you won't be able to craft. It is kind of meant to be a hardcore experience. Although, I just haven't had enough time to really get the really tough battles in place. But that area that I died in was the last battle that's currently in the game. I've been focused so much on just getting the game in a functioning state. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. The game's come a long way, and later this week there will be sounds and effects, which I think will be pretty significant as far as like the overall quality of the experience. Let me know what you think in the comments. Upvote me on Steemit because that is actual donations when I get upvotes on my Steemit page. I linked that in the description, and Yeah, stay tuned for more. I also too I'm doing daily live streams now regarding this game. So I don't know how long I'll be able to keep doing it every day, but yep, between 3 and 6 Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the demo. Stay tuned for more, and peace out.